right, we've got the Hisense U7Q here, right next to the TCL Q7. Just letting this opening sequence roll. The Q7 from TCL is a full array LED. The Hisense U7Q is a mini LED. These both come in at a price range of about $700-800 on sale, both under $600. U7Q from Hisense costs about $570 US. TCL Q7 costs about $550 US. Both 120 hertz. Both can support 144 hertz in some capacity. Both 4K resolution. YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK, and we are back with another video, guys. I need to give you some expectations for this video. This is not going to be completely a side-by-side comparison. That will be coming in the future, but I'm currently reviewing both of these TVs. Right here we have, with my Alienware desktop, the Q7 from TCL in 55-inch. And then we also have the U7K from Hisense. So I've currently got these positioned in two different parts of my home right now. As I said, I'm currently reviewing both of these TVs. I've only had them both for a few days. And so, you know, we just opened them up, did some initial impressions for each one of them, assembled them and so forth, and just kind of took you through my, initial impressions as far as like the look and the feel of the TVs. But now I'm starting to warm up with both of the panels. Using Starfield a little bit. It's a bit of a trending topic where the game has some opportunities just within itself. But in this video, I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about one versus the next, and just kind of let you know so far what I'm thinking about these two TVs. They both come at a pretty affordable price point. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Just wanted to set the expectations out for you. All right, so one thing 100% for sure, at some point near in the channel's future, we will be doing a total side-by-side comparison with both of these TVs. I've actually just got to get a couple of things in place so that I could have the spacing to get both of them aligned. But as I said, this video is going to be more so just about some talking points in case you might be on the field, on the fence with which one should you buy. These are both great panels, and I'm speaking more so from the gaming space, though when I do the side-by-side comparison, we are going to dive deep into some movie content. I will tell you with both of them though, I wouldn't recommend buying these as large TVs. Now, I've shared in my U7K video, which we're in front of that TV now. Hopefully at this point, you can discern the differences between which TVs based on the room that I just showed you. I've got like seating for family. I'm in front of a couch, that's a couch in front of me, and then I got my sweet spot that's about 16 feet from where this TV is. The viewing angles are absolutely horrible on this particular TV. So if I was to have this in, let's say, a 75-inch, and if I had guests sitting here or sitting in front of the couch that I'm in front of, which is about 6-7 feet across from this one, it's just not a great representation of picture quality. It's just not good. It's just flat out, it's not good. And while you can dial some settings, it's just you lose so much quality when it comes down to the picture. Now with the Q7 from TCL, I do find it to have some washed out viewing angles also. Pretty traditional with LED TVs for the most part, unless you're just getting like the absolute higher echelon. You're gonna have some washed out viewing angles at some point, one or the other. This TV, not as aggressive with that though. So your blacks don't go as gray. Your whites, they don't get as dirty and such. Some of that could be due to the fact that this doesn't have as many zones or active zones. This is a full array LED, which the lighting is throughout the panel. You just don't have as many zones for the panel to be able to articulate the brightness or to darken up for the black scenes as you do with the U7K. So you kind of have to pick your poison, whereas to the U7K definitely has the potential to be a brighter TV. It does have, more opportunity in that regard. Still, I don't think that I would I would buy either of these TVs, to my point, in a larger size to make way for me to use it as, you know, an entertainment space. Now I know that both of these models, both of these manufacturers have models that are above the ones that I went after. These are not entry levels. They're pretty mid-tier. So went with the 7 series just because I think it's the most affordable talking point to who would generally be able to buy this TV. And if you're getting it in like a 55 like I did, I think it's a great gaming opportunity. Now, when you get around to the middle of this screen, you get a great picture. And that's going to be the same on the UK7 also. Both of these are going to offer you a really nice picture. So again, if you're going with 55 inch, and if you're setting up a game room, or if you're stationing this thing to where it's going to be nice for you and somebody else, because you can play with 2 people sitting in front of this TV and have an enjoyable experience, it's great. It's just that off-axis angle, you know, seating, that's not a good option for either of these TVs. The light bleeding is the light bleeding, the blooming, it's just really aggressive on both of them. And at an angle, whenever you have content that is not like blasting with colors, you're going to definitely notice some opportunities there. All right, now this is a talking point video. However, I do have a sound system connected to this TV. Personally, I've tested it with the sound system that's on the TV. It's got a nice subwoofer to it and some great audio separation. This is the U7K, okay? If you haven't already seen, we've got timestamps down below just to simplify things for you guys. The audio on this TV is going to be better than the Q7 from TCL. So if you're strapped on cash, not really looking to, you know, put yourself in a position where you have to feel like you got to forcefully afford more audio equipment, this is going to be the better option out of the 2, hands down. Not saying that it's like night and day difference. They both sound like TV audio systems, but you do get much more kick out of this TV. Currently, what you're hearing, I've got a stereo clip mic connected to me, and as you can see, I have an audio system here. So this isn't a representation of this, but YouTube audio being compressed and such doesn't do a great job either. You just kind of got to trust my word. But if audio is something that you're conscious of, this is going to be the better value. Where you're spending $20-$30 more for this TV, better sound is going to be, you know, something that's going to be a selling point for a lot of people. So UK7 definitely the better of the 2 when it comes down to integrated speakers for a system. So when we talk about port connectivity, in my personal opinion, the Q7 is going to be the better of the 2. So they both represent that they can do 144 hertz. That's totally cool. They both have 4 HDMI connections. This TV, however, does offer you 2 that are going to be HDMI 2.1. So the interesting thing about the way that TCL, you know, positions their ports on the TV, out of the 4 connections, 1 is an eARC. That's pretty common, right? But they've made their eARC port 4, which has nothing to do with port 1 and 2, which are your HDMI 2.1s. When you jump back over to the Hisense U7K, you're going to have the same 4 ports. But port 3 out of the 4 is going to be an eARC port, which means that it's also a 2.1 port 2. Now, in some cases, your workaround is either going to be to buy a switch or to be able to buy an audio video receiver, kind of like you see that I have, right? But the opportunity to when you use an audio receiver or a switch is that you're introducing more input latency. So what happens is you plug your PC or your console or whatever device that you're using into the receiver, where now you have to deal with the latency coming from the receiver. You have to deal with the picture processing coming from the receiver or whatever that device is before it hits the actual TV. And then now the TV has to filter through whatever that is, okay? You in the gaming space, at least, you want to always make sure that you can go directly to the panel itself. And because of the things that we've discussed here in this transition, the TCL Q7 is going to be the better opportunity because of the 2. If you didn't catch that, both have 4 ports, but this TV actually does make it so that you have 2 ports that are dedicated, and 1 of the 4 are going to be specifically for eARC, not shared with that 2.1. All right, guys, those are just some talking points that I had so far that I wanted to discuss. We're still in the early phases, and once I get my studio or my garage in a better position, that'll be coming very soon. I'll be able to mesh these things together so that we can, you know, do some more professional looking content where I'm not going back and forth. What I'm gonna do is just kind of how I did the OLED comparisons most recent on my channel, and I'll throw one of my receivers in that area, and then I'll be able to just plug both the TVs up so that simultaneously they'll be able to run the same content. But for anybody that's just, you know, been kind of new to the channel, looking at both of these mid-series TVs, I won't really call these entry level, but they're more mid, right? I think that, you know, you just make your decision based off whatever you're going to do. I'll get down to talking about calibrating, soft calibrating and settings at a later time, but you know, just the initial comparison of these two TVs, I wanted to give you some information. Hopefully that'll help you on your journey if you're looking to get yourself a more budget, affordable TV. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you want to show some support, you got comment section there, you got the like button there. In any event, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace, God bless, and as always say, max love.